Mostly they only went back when someone passed away. You know, it didn't really. My mom didn't really go back every year. I'm sure she talked on the phone a lot, but I don't think she could afford to that trip. Back and forth a lot. I remember she went back. She took me down once when we were like me and my brother were like 5 and 6, and then she took my sister and my younger two brothers down when they were like young, and then she went down again when her mother died. I think she only went down maybe 4 or 5 times. After she left, and came to New Jersey to live. I was born in '52, and she was like 20. She was born in 1929, 29, 39, 49. So she was 23 years old when I was born. So she left Georgia when she was either, because my brother had already been born. So she left when she was like 20, because she had me 2 years later. So she was 20 when she left, because she left with my father, he was in the military. She left with him, and she came I think they lived in New York for a little while, and then they moved to Trenton, New Jersey. For her, it was a good decision, you know, living in not living in the rural South, more opportunities. I mean, you got to remember, in the '50s, it was still segregated. Oh, absolutely, no doubt about it, 100%. I mean, just in um, in discussing, the people I've met and the experiences I've had, and the fulfillment I've had with writing, and the people I've met. There's no comparison. I would not have met any of the people that I have met and had the experiences I've had if I stayed in New Jersey. No way, no shape or form. I think let me see, the only famous person I didn't really meet him though. The only famous person I ever saw in Trenton, New Jersey, was Ralph Abernathy. Ralph Abernathy was a very close associate of Dr. King, and he came to speak. This is after Dr. King was assassinated. He came to speak in Trenton. I went down to see him speak, and he's the only. Oh, wait a minute. Yeah, He's actually the only real person in Trenton, famous person that I met. Not met, but saw. They were giving a rally, because you got to remember, this is still in the late '60s, and so there was a lot of stuff going on with our people, with Afro American people. A lot of issues we had, with voting rights, um, what continues to go on is police brutality, innocent people getting killed and stuff like that. So they were trying to stir people up to vote, and elect people who are going to represent you and not misrepresent you. I kind of wish that Reverend Abernathy hadn't gone there with that, hadn't expressed his angst with any of those people, because I mean, it's really bad to sow division, when you're all trying to fight for the same cause, you know. He did his share of suffering and sacrifice, in the movement. So I have all the respect in the world for Reverend Ralph Abernathy, because he marched and he took the blows, he took the insults, that I didn't take, So I have all the respect in the world for him, but um, I don't like the infighting and stuff like that. If he had an issue with anybody in the movement, he should have just told them face to face and not put it out in public. That was the whole thing that I always say is, be patient. So, well, we waited 400 years. What are you talking about? Be patient. So I don't blame them for pushing, for change, because it's long overdue, and we still haven't reached the parity that we should have in this country.